Welcome to this month's Table Talk Tidbits. Again, this is a video with random trivia, humor, challenges of the day, and other fun trivia games that you can do with your family, with your friends, on downtime to help engage conversation. So enjoy. Okay, let's start off with food for thought. How many of you love applesauce? Did you know that applesauce was the first food ever to be consumed while in space? Okay, here's a fun riddle. What can fill a room but takes up no space? Did you get it? Or do you have it? If not, the answer is light. Okay, turn to your neighbor and tell them who your favorite entertainer is. Maybe why that person is your favorite entertainer, and maybe you shared with them the first time you saw them on the big screen or on stage. Tell them about your experience. What you watched them in that made you admire them or fall in love with them as an entertainer. Okay, here's a little trivia plus a fun fact. Out of all the states in the United States, which letter of the alphabet does not appear in any of the states? So go through all the states, A through Z. Which letter of the alphabet does not appear in any of the state names? Did you guess that the letter was Q? There's no Q in any of the names of the states in the United States of America. How many of you love cotton candy, or maybe did love it when you were little? Maybe you had it at different carnivals or fairs that you went to when you were younger. Did you know that cotton candy was invented by a dentist? It was invented in 1897, and it wasn't called cotton candy when it first was invented. At the time, it was named fairy floss. Hey, it correlates with a dentist, but it's interesting that a dentist was the one that invented cotton candy, because dentists usually say, stay away from candy and sweets, right? Or at least my dentist used to when I was little. On the next few screens, we're going to play some word games. So which one of these following four words does not belong? If you said spoke, you are correct. The words hand, face, and dial are all parts of a clock. A spoke is not. A spoke is part of a wheel. Here's another one. Which one of these words does not belong? Out of the words car, summer, family, and house, which one does not belong? This one might be a little tricky. If you associated car, summer, and family with a road trip, you are correct. House does not belong. because you don't take a house with you when you go on a road trip. One more. Which one of these words does not belong? Light, love, flowers, candy. If you associated most of the words with Valentine's Day, you are correct. But which one is not associated with Valentine's Day? Light is a correct answer. Okay, how many of you enjoy or ever have played tennis before? Here's a fun fact about the tennis balls used at Wimbledon. Did you know that the tennis balls are kept at a specific temperature? Because the temperature affects how the ball bounces. And that temperature is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I would have no clue about that. And that would have been a far-fetched fact that I would not have thought would be a true fact. But it is. Okay, let's play a game of Who Am I? Or what am I should say. This isn't a thing. So I was born in 1965 in New Jersey. Some say that I am unhealthy, but that is just not entirely true. Red is my favorite color. I'm easy and convenient to make. I am a can of fun. Most people remember me from their childhood. I'm often paired with a spoon. Any guesses of what I'm talking about? The next hint might give me away. I am a pasta usually formed in the shape of an O. Do you know who I am? Yes, I'm SpaghettiOs. How many of you have fed your kids SpaghettiOs before? Fed SpaghettiOs. I don't think I have fed my kids SpaghettiOs before, but I've eaten SpaghettiOs before. Here's a challenge of the day. Turn to your neighbor and tell them two positive good things that have happened to you today. Okay, here's a punny joke. Let's see if you can get it. It was an emotional wedding. Even the cake had tears. Did you have a wedding cake that had many tears? Or was it a single cake? Nowadays, cake is kind of not the trend. Usually you'll see cookies or cupcakes, even donuts instead of a cake served at a wedding. Okay. Do you ever eat your dessert before your meal? Maybe today, instead of having dessert, you can change it for a healthier alternative. Are you a sweet tooth or do you like to eat healthy? One of my favorite alternatives instead of a dessert is cut up fresh fruit, a little whipped cream, and a drizzle of chocolate syrup. So it gives you that sweetness, but it's a little bit more healthy. So maybe today, try to change. If you have dessert every day or often, change out that dessert for something a little bit more healthy. Here's an interesting fact before one last challenge of the day. So in ancient Egypt, there were certain foods that were given as payment. The radishes, onions, and garlic were given to workers as payment. But it wasn't just to provide them with food. There was a specific reason why the workers were given these items of food. And it was to help fight off infectious disease. And I wonder if that's so that they don't lose labor. Because if workers are sick, work is not happening. So I'm sure that's the reason why they were given those type of foods, so that the workers were healthy and strong so they continued to work. Interesting fact, don't you think? One last conversation starter. We are entering spring, almost summer. And maybe some people here in Arizona specifically don't really admire summer. Maybe there's others that do. But turn to your neighbor, tell a family or friend what your favorite season is and why. Mine, although I love the warmth, I love the cool nights. So I would have to say either spring or fall, right when summer is just beginning or just ending, so that when you feel that crispness in the air, right in the first in the morning or right at the end of the day, depending on the season. So I would have to say spring or the beginnings of fall. How about you? What is your favorite season and why? Thank you for joining me for this month's Table of Tidbits. I hope you were able to learn something new, was able to test and solve some puzzles, challenge yourself, and even able to have a nice conversation with someone new. We'll see you next time.